Hello my beautiful friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations and I'm Nova, and I am so glad you decided to join me on this beautiful Mandala Tuesday. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. You have joined us on an amazing day because today is Mandala Tuesday and we have quite a lot of fun on Mandala Tuesdays. And if you are not new here, thank you so much for coming back and hanging out with me. So if you're new or just need a little recap, on Tuesdays we do our Mandala Tuesday videos, and what that is an update on our week's progress on our mandala blanket. And the reason I say our is because I show you my blanket and talk a little bit about it and, show you what rows I did, but also you guys show your blankets. So if you would like to join in, you can join in at any time. Anybody is welcome. You can send pictures to my email, which is in my description box, but it is novagnomecreations@gmail.com. And you can send me progress updates. If you send them before I edit my video on Tuesday mornings, I will make sure that they make it into that week's video. Just put something with the word mandala as the subject line. It could be Mandala Tuesdays. It could just be mandala blanket, something with mandala, because that's going to be the word that I search for to make sure that I don't miss any emails. Anyways, to give you a little bit of information about the blanket itself, this is the Circular Fall Mandala Throw. It is a Yarnspirations pattern and it is a free pattern. It is designed by Lisa Gentry, and I have the link to the pattern and the link to a worksheet both in my description box. The worksheet is by the Crochet Crowd, and the Crochet Crowd does a crochet along for this blanket, which I also have their playlist for their crochet along linked. Their crochet along is phenomenal. You don't even need the written pattern to be able to make this blanket. You don't have to download it, even though it's free, because you could do it with just the crochet along. It is very detailed, very beginner friendly, and I very much need a drink of my coffee. Okay. So you will find the links for all of that jazz in my description box. And if you want to know more about this blanket, like the colors of yarn, like how many colors and how does it work with color placement and all that kind of stuff, check out my first video for this one or my first video for my last blanket in my playlist, or check out the crochet along from the Crochet Crowd. You'll find out a lot more about the way that the colors are chosen and things like that for placement in the blanket. If you would like to know those things. Alright, I think that is the spiel. And then actually one more little spiel, is I am not the only crochet channel, that is doing this blanket on their channel. So, if you would like to see more Mandala Tuesday videos, you can head over and check out these channels, which I will also link in my description box, so you can just click right on their names. Llama Mama Kayla is also doing Mandala Tuesdays. Heather at Strings and Threads is also doing Mandala Tuesdays. Terry Mares Crochet, sorry, is also doing this blanket. Jess at J-Hook Magic is doing this blanket. Connie's Crafty Corner is also doing a mandala blanket. Jenna's Stitches and Tiffany at CMM Designs are also doing the blanket. If you have a channel and I did not mention you and you're doing this blanket, let me know. Send me an email. That's the best way to make sure that I see it quickly. And I will make sure to link you in my description, and I'll make sure to shout you out in my video. But if you are not a podcaster, vlogger, YouTuber, whatever you want to call it, and you're doing the blanket, feel free to send me pictures. You can put little blurbs, whatever you want, and I will include those in my videos for everybody to see. Everybody loves seeing how these blankets work up. They all look so different. It's honestly incredible. Like, they don't look like the same blanket. They're so fun. And if you want to do this blanket, I 110% encourage you to try. Don't feel like this blanket is too advanced for you and too far out of reach for you without at least giving it a try. Because this blanket looks intimidating, but when you actually go to do it row by row, it's really, really doable. And it's not as hard as it looks, I promise. If you are afraid to really commit to it, but you really do want to make the blanket, I recommend going and watching the crochet along from the Crochet Crowd, watching the first video where he actually is working on the blanket, which would be like rows 1 through 10 or something like that. It might be more rows than that for the first video. It might be, I don't know. I think it's, let's just say rows 1 through 10, whatever the rows are. I would recommend watching that because I think that you'll find that you're like, I can actually do that. Like, I understand this. I can do this. So before I show you my blanket, what's in my mug today, I'm having my Fur Mama mug. And I'm having a really delicious combination, actually. It is Cinnabon cinnamon roll coffee, and then pumpkin spice latte creamer. Yeah, so good. And the creamer is the Starbucks one, and the K-Cup is the Donut Shop brand. That is so good. All right, let's hop right into it. I didn't get as many rows done as I would have liked to of this week. But here is what my blanket is looking like. So you'll notice that it's kind of cupping at the end, and that is totally fine. Let me see how to do this. This row is the only row in the whole blanket that you do with a smaller hook. And I found last time when I was doing my blanket and I got done with this row with the smaller hook, that I did have a little bit of cupping for a couple of rows, but already even it's starting to even itself out and lay back down. It was like when you do just this row, or at least for me, when I do just that row, it's actually cupped quite a bit, but it evens itself out. So here is, let me get you a good chunk of blanket. So here is what we worked up this week. I think, oh, and by the way, you don't have to work up the same rows that I work up. There's no rules to how many rows you need to work up a week. There's no rules to which rows you're supposed to be on. You can work up as little or as many rows as you want, and you can be at whatever part of the blanket you want and still be included. So if you send me your picture and you're like just starting, that's totally fine. If you send me your picture and you were just like really enjoying it this week and you did like 20 rows, that's also totally fine. I just wanted to mention that because I realized I don't think I did. But I only did this orange, this like burnt orange was my last row last week. And then this is actually supposed to be the same color as this. I am not following the color pattern for this blanket. My last blanket, I followed their color pattern with just very slight deviations, because you actually pick colors and assign them to letters, and then it tells you what letter to use. This time I decided to just kind of go for it and do my own thing. So I'm not following that. And so that's why this area is going to look a little bit different on mine than most people's, because this row right here is supposed to be the same color as that one. And I'll be honest, I just cut my yarn off before I even remembered that that one was supposed to be the same color, and I was like, that's okay. I went ahead and switched colors. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows this week. And like I said, I would have liked to have gotten more done. I'm hoping I'll get more more rows done this week, but you guys, I have been so, like, I've been so, all over the place. I have so many ideas going. I might have started another whip last night. If you've been on my community page and you saw that meme that I shared on there that was like the person like grabbing the balloons and they represent whips and it's like, oh no, and they're like floating away with all the whips. That's me right now. I'm like, okay, gotta finish some of these, and then I just keep starting new ones, which I am working on my other ones. I'm crocheting like a madwoman. I'm still working on my bingo bag, by the way. That's that little purple blob back there. I'm actually really far with it. I ran out of purple yarn entirely, so I'm gonna get more of that today, and then I'm hoping I can finish that in the next few days. And then I'm actually thinking about doing, possibly doing a crochet along for that. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to decide how I want to do that. But I have so many things going on. And then I started last night randomly designing something else because I just really wanted to. And I'm a crazy person. But yeah, so that is kind of the close-up of what our blanket looks like. And then here, zooming out for you, if I can get a good hold. It's difficult with it being round sometimes to be able to display it nicely for you. But here is what we are looking like. It's getting pretty big. It's getting pretty big. I think you could probably consider this a lap blanket now. Then kind of rotate it. I've got a little bit of variegated yarn in here, so it actually does change a little bit depending on what section you're looking at. But yeah, I am very much loving it. I think it's coming together so nicely. Oh yeah, and I wore my pumpkin spice and everything. Nice. Just having trouble fitting that into frame. I wore my pumpkin spice and everything nice shirt today, so I had to have that to go along with my pumpkin spice latte creamer. Yum. So that is my mandala blanket update. I will try not to go off on more tangents and talk about other random stuff because I do feel like I have a lot to talk about whip-wise, but that's not what today is. Today's Mandala Tuesday. So, I am going to spend 5 minutes picking this hair off. Okay, there we go. I am going to put all of the pictures you guys have sent in now in the video. And if you want to send me a picture, I will use the name that I guess to use. Like, say you sign your email Joe Billy Bob, I'm gonna put Joe Billy Bob, you know, like if you don't give me like, hey, use this name, hey, this is my YouTube screen name, use this name or something, I'm just gonna use my best like working judgment. I feel like there's a word that or a phrase I'm trying to think of. Nope, it's not there. I'm sure there is, but it's not there. I'm going to use my best judgment to guess what you want me to put. So if you have a preference on that, make sure you let me know what you would like me to say for your name. And otherwise, guys, enjoy this beautiful montage of all these gorgeous mandala blankets. And I hope everybody is having a fantastic Mandala Tuesday. I will see you guys later. Stay tuned for the montage. Bye, guys.